Oh, God. Ladies and gentlemen, we come to the portion of the show where just when we thought the most confused and idiotic person we could go to break down the issues was Greg Kelly, and yet we have forgotten about Her Majesty, the Queen of the Thule Society, Laura Ingraham, who, when she closes her eyes at night, has dreams of fleeing to Argentina in 1945. Yes, it's this type of things. And I think that just the title of this one is particularly fantastic. Laura Ingraham, what is going on here? Could be anything. Could be the border. Could be the House. We'll find out.
Joining me now is Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, former New York Congressman.
So they're probably talking about the funding that was allocated for the wall that Biden let go through. That's confusing the fuck out of all these people.
And gubernatorial candidate Lee Zeldin.
Biden forced to take meager step to secure border. Build that wall, unless you're Biden.
And New York congressional candidate Madeleine Brame. Dan, let's start with you. He's finally.
Okay, I guess they're sitting together. You're not gonna. Nobody in the room is gonna take out this space and just bring them to. They're not gonna bother to. Nah, fuck it.
Kind of building.
They would need more staff, and no one wants to work.
Part of the wall in your state, but he's also taken Texas to court over those border buoys in the Rio Grande. What is going on here?
What is happening at almost?
So after about 8 million.
Yeah, the whole drowning people who might be refugees, and that being a violation of every value we allege to have and international law. He seems to be against that. What's that about? What is that? What's that about?
And people, hundreds from the terror watch list and thousands of criminals have already crossed the border. It's about
because we caught them.
Damn time they do something, even if they want to pretend they don't want to do it. And this idea, Laura, that, well, we can't let the money laying there. We have to follow the rule of law. We all know, as you said, it's total fraud. It's a total lie. They've left that money sitting there for the entire administration so far. And they've had border wall material sitting on the ground for 3 years.
Yeah, but it was allocated for private land they didn't have the right to use. They didn't use eminent domain on it, and native land where it ends.
Tried to buy it over and over and over because we're building our own wall. They won't sell it to us. No, the only reason they're doing this is they know they're in deep trouble in 2024 on how.
Oh, okay, so they're handling it as a political issue, and they're not just saying open border. So they're reacting to the political reality of the time, and they are shoring up elements of the border, going into an election year as a reflection of their position in representative government. Well, I honestly, I think this is a violation of Biden's obvious open border policies.
They've mishandled the border and how it's impacting this country and voters.
Now,
so they're handling it. They mishandled it up to this point, and they've changed course, and they're handling it now. And you smell burnt toast?
Congressman Zeldin, Mayorkas had the gall to
the nerve
travel to try to understand the crisis better. Okay, we didn't know what the crisis was. This is what he had to say about the victory on the border.
We must continue to build on the progress we have made. As we implement the
when they got rid of Title 42, the number of crossings was cut in half.
Model that has proven effective, a model that
Title 8
pairs the historic expansion of safe, orderly, and lawful pathways for migrants to come directly to the United States or elsewhere to obtain humanitarian relief.
Okay, I'm going to, at the end of the show, we're going to put up some photos from what I saw today at JFK Airport this morning. Migrants sleeping in the airport, just sleeping, people walking by them. What's going on here? What's the truth about this? We had to spend the money.
Yeah, I saw that Tom Hanks movie.
Excuse.
Well, if you listen closely to what Mayorkas is saying, he's acknowledging that this is a design, that this is happening on purpose, even beyond incompetence.
Orderly?
And they are letting all these people come in, and what they have done beyond stopping construction of the border wall,
Yeah, no, that's not what he's saying at all. But nice try. It's honestly, Zeldin's the guy he's trying to reframe this. He's also the guy who allegedly was stabbed, wasn't he? Wasn't he the guy who was allegedly stabbed by a supporter with one of those cat pokey key rings, right? And the woke DA let the guy who tried to stab him loose. Remember that? And it turned out she was a contributor. She was one of the campaign co-chairs for that woke DA was allegedly a campaign co-chair. So either he's employing woke DAs, or she wants him stabbed, or she's just following the law, or he's an idiot. I think all of the above.
Advanced catch and release. They get rid of Title 42. They get rid of Remain in Mexico. They attack our Customs and Border Patrol agents. When Governor Pritzker...
Yeah, they haven't attacked the Customs and Border Patrol agents at all. And also getting rid of Title 42 meant people don't get unlimited chances to cross into the country, which is what created the entire substructure of the cartel systems in the first place.
Sent his letter last week. Buried right in the middle of it was a really interesting paragraph where he's suggesting that the White House have somebody in charge of leading on this issue. And that's their own Dem governors and mayors all rising up. I'm so happy that you were right a few weeks ago, because what I care more importantly than anything else is that we secure our border. But this is just one small step.
Yeah.
Last point, if this is what they need to do to be legal today, were they violating the law yesterday or last month?
No, they're seeking asylum. He's talking about refugees. He's not talking about economic migrants. That's why he said refugees, dumb fuck. That's the point. He's making a distinction, an important and legally binding distinction.
I would say this is their job since they came into office, but suddenly...
Yeah, but rejecting everyone wholesale is not their fucking job.
Suddenly, there's some special thing about this one date in October 23. Americans are smart enough to see right through it.
Madeline, now.
Yeah, but they also got a short attention span. And if by the time we get into next year, like, we added more wall barrier where it was necessary, and Trump just added stuff that we'd allocated funds for in the Obama era. All true.
Now people in the inner city are catching on, and they're expressing their fury in Chicago, in New York, even Los Angeles.
And that's why I need a black lady on, because black people in New York, Baltimore, and Chicago are getting very angry about this because funds are not being allocated to their neighborhoods because of immigration. And so what we'll do is we'll take black people and we'll pit them against immigrants as if it's a one-to-one, as you know, whereas obviously they're not mad about sports stadiums tax breaks or people like Donald Trump sucking money out of an entire economy, you know, with loans he doesn't deserve and tax breaks he shouldn't get. You know, it's obviously the immigrants' problem.
What's behind this?
What's behind it is that it's what they're trying to do. It's just a little bit too little, too late.
Okay.
People have already had it up to here. You know, we see.
Yeah, especially the people who actually had to go through the Rio Grande and the water level is so high. They've had it up to here a couple times, actually.
On a daily basis, mothers sitting on corners with infant babies.
Uh-huh. And the funds not there by the federal government to take care of them. You're very upset about that, and they should. Uh-huh.
Okay? Panhandling, begging for money for food. That had been an American mother. CPS would have came and taken that child. Or
Right.
ACS. We see.
So child separation is what you want. Okay, cool. Just checking.
People going into stores and hotels demanding that they give them whatever they want for free.
Yeah, that's crazy, and they don't get it. You realize, I guess this woman just doesn't like free speech. Also, this is bullshit.
Because they tell them that the government gave you money for us. So they're being bullies. They have a sense of entitlement.
They're bullying people. Why do they want to come into this store and into this hotel when they could be out on the street panhandling with their child, who's clearly a terrorist and has been released from prison? That woman's crazy. She's put out of an insane asylum with a newborn.
Entitlement. In our community, in the black and brown community, people have it's been like that for years. This is nothing new.
Right, all during the Trump administration. It's a regular thing. This is just New York.
Right, this didn't just start happening. Now it's just amplified.
Well, a lot more people. It's,
You know,
there's a lot different,
more
if you
people.
ask me. I mean,
Yeah, but the number's actually going down, and they're processing people, whereas before they were just dumped.
I can see it just right around here.
Yeah, it's very smart of you, Laura, to, when she starts talking like this, to stop her immediately and redirect.
There's a lot more people, all right? There's a lot more people, and there's a serious sense of urgency and fear.
Right. Well, I can't imagine why people would have a serious sense of urgency and fear with this messaging.
Amongst the people in the black and brown communities, because these people,
are told that it's the immigrants that are taking their money and not the Wall Street guys who are bleeding the neighborhoods dry by not paying their taxes, like Donald Trump, who paid $795 in taxes in a year. He made millions of dollars.
these illegals are aggressive. They're
Are they? Yeah. Women with children who are hungry. I don't know what the thing is. You ever notice that? How like a woman with a starving baby is like all fucking aggressive when there's no food? The fuck? What do you think we are, a Christian nation?
very, very aggressive. They get drunk, all right?
Sure. The babies are...
These are alcoholics. These are...
Mexicans are alcoholics. Thanks. Back to you, John.
drug addicts.
They're drug addicts. They're coming from prisons. They're prisoners and their mothers and their babies. These kids are tough. They're like the baby in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. They smoke cigars. They drink scotch.
And they come, just like the other day up in Harlem, not the other day, the other month, out of the Lincoln Correctional Facility. All right? An American was trying to stop them from arguing or fighting or whatever. They jumped on him and threw him through a glass door.
At a correctional facility?
Right? So this is the kind of people that we're dealing with here.
Well,
Did the baby help throw him through the window or the glass door? Sorry.
remember when Trump, Dan, said when he came down that golden escalator and then he
Yes, I remember. It was a scene right out of The Wizard of Oz.
said they're sending their, their
worst of the
murderers,
worst.
the worst of the worst. And they piled on him. But everybody...
Right. Because and little did they know that the asylums and the rapists and the people bringing drugs were women with babies.
He knew who was fair-minded, knew what he was saying. He wasn't saying every single person's a rapist.
No, they were just saying shut the border though, because to stop the rapists instead of actually just doing our job and stopping those kind of people like single men of military age crossing the border and making a distinct difference between them means we can't take a chance. That baby might be a rapist, drug dealer, so fuck it. I'm sorry, ma'am. We're denying your asylum claim because dudes with face tattoos are trying to cross the border.
But he was saying this isn't what we do in America. Being an American is not just you don't have a right to be an American. You follow the law,
Right.
You go through the process, and you actually buy into the American understanding.
Okay, so we should deny Trump his citizenship at this point for being too criminal. So if felons lose their citizenship and we dump them off at the border, starting with him. Cool. Let's get started.
That isn't happening
America, we're not sending our best, Mexico. We're sending rapists. We're sending criminals. And by that, I mean Donald Trump.
here, but this is being done on purpose. Everyone watching tonight needs to understand this.
Okay.
This is their policy. Chaos is their policy.
Well, then why do anything then? Why would Mayor Adams be against it? Why would these... I thought black people vote largely with Democrats anyway, so aren't they in on the chaos part?
Yeah. And Laura, when they say that
Yeah.
They don't believe in walls. That's still their policy. Well, then call the Secret Service tomorrow and tell them to take down the fence and the walls around the White House. I don't.
Direct security and national security are two different things. Also, that is public land. The Trump administration wanted to put fencing on private land and allocate some of that private land to the Mexican side, meaning that, again, and he did it, Donald Trump is the first president since the 1800s to cede American territory to Mexico.
I don't think they'll have any of that because walls do work. Fences do work. Buoys on the water do work.
Right. But you have to run for office or be appointed or get clearance to be in the White House itself. There's no wall around the Capitol, if you'll notice. There was temporarily, thanks to Donald Trump. But yeah, the White House is an exclusive environment. The United States is not.
Concertina.
Otherwise, why is there not a wall around all airports just in case?
You ever tried to get into the
wide open today
DHS?
to let more illegals in.
Dan, you ever been to
does work.
DHS's headquarters? Try to get in there. That's pretty tough, by the way. To be
Well, that's because they don't like you. That's different. I had no problem going.
beautiful campus.
Absolutely. So
Brand new
we know
building.
walls work.
Brand new building. They got a great building. Go look at it.
They walk. They work.
When do you think that was paid for?
And they would work along the border. Trump was building it. Biden stopped it. And I'm going to keep a close eye on this, Laura. I'm going to see down in Stark County how much they really build.
Okay. Yeah. Let us know. I'm sure you'll come back and go, yep, they built all the wall they could till they reached private land. And the people who own the private land won't actually allocate their land to be cut in half by the government. So I guess we're just fucked and people will run around.
You know, check with me every few weeks. I don't think we're going to see much wall actually going up.
Yeah, this is
Great. Yeah. Well, they're definitely going to check with you every few weeks because it's exciting and it's titillating.
performance theater, don't you think, Congressman? I mean, this
Yes,
they
yeah,
want to be.
A former congressman, by the way, he was voted out. I'm going to cut before they go back to this lady and she starts umming and hemming and hawing again. You're watching House Sparks Mega Worldwide.